Welcome. This is an exciting episode. We are on season 2 now. We are on the season 2, episode 1 of Mixed Reviews. We are reviewing the Real Secret Housewives of Skinwalker Ranch, Salt Lake City edition. There is a lot to go over this episode. It is going to be incredible. We have a lot to go over from last season to get you all up to date with where we are right now going in. Let's start by recapping last season, shall we?
Yes. So, was there a... It was...
It's kind of hard to remember. They had lots of visitors on the ranch.
There was
a dead cow. Well, I think that maybe we have a better way of explaining what went down last season. If you'll just bear with us for a second here, folks. Maybe we can get you all up to speed. All right, so here we go.
Okay, so we're gonna... I'm gonna tell you a story about a man of science with whom a Utah businessman formed an alliance. They call him Travis, and he loves to build rockets. Brandon Frugal said, investigate my ranch because I have deep pockets. Since fame and fortune are the only phenomenon Taylor seeks, he said, sure thing, I'm packing my bags, I'll be gone for weeks.
My oh my, Travis Pie, your tests have gone awry. The boys just want to sit and talk. Taylor does the Skinrancher Walk.
The early ratings fell quite short of phenomenal, so Frugal called the producers and declared an audible. Tim and Tickle from Moonshiner's fame were brought to the ranch. Perhaps their brand of mischief could produce a Sam Squanch. The Moonshiners couldn't lift us, so they brought reinforcements. The sister wives of Cody Brown tasked with all experiments. The wives all started fighting. Cody and Robin were of no assistance. All of the other guys weren't really thrilled with this coexistence.
My oh my, Travis Pie, your tests have gone awry. Shiner, sister wives, talk, talk, talk. Taylor does the Skinrancher Walk. Real Housewives of SLC talk. Taylor does the Skinrancher Walk.
Brandon can't let the ratings flail, so one more try. This time the Real Housewives of SLC could help the guy. In they came with their fanfare and wardrobe, but Travis doesn't think that their shoes go with his probes. Despite of all of Taylor's vociferous misgivings, ratings increased so much, Brandon called it his second Thanksgiving. So now on season 2, the ranch will have more gals in the crew, and Travis may have to get real with the science real soon.
My oh my, Travis Pie, those tests have gone awry. Competition means no more talk. Taylor does the Skinrancher Walk.
So now here we are stuck on mixed reviews, following the dudes and gals and cows and crews, trying to make sense of the entire anomalous sightings, most of which are caused by broken equipment or distant lightning. The gals and Taylor all now have to compete in a series of ranch challenges with goals to meet. Brandon is getting serious now. He'll accept no mistakes. The competition heats up and there are literally lives at stake.
that's what happened last season, pretty much. Different teams, different groups were brought on to the ranch, and it didn't all go swimmingly well. So they decided to only have the ladies back because it went, for whatever reason, much better when they were on the ranch. So, this season is going to look a little bit different, guys. Oh my goodness, I don't have my timer up. How am I going to keep time? I don't know what we're doing here. We've been on a hiatus, getting ready to deliver this extra spectacular season premiere, if you will. So now we've got it going. It's a little late, but that's okay. This is how we roll. I'll improvise. So, Brandon was having a real hard time justifying continuing on with the show, the Skinwalker Ranch show. Did I introduce us?
No.
I do this all the time, folks. I'm Leah, remembering. This is Jerry Resolver. And we have been tasked with you show. We investigate these shows and we report back to you our findings. It's tedious and daunting, but somebody has to do it, and we were willing to be paid almost nothing to do it. So I guess we were the right pick. Brandon almost scrapped the whole show because the ratings were so bad and the comments were even worse. However, then someone said, no, it's just the ratings when the Moonshiners and the Sister Wives are on. When the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City are on doing stuff on the ranch with you all, the ratings just go through the roof. And yeah, we know they only went with you twice last season, but those were the only two shows that were worth watching.
That's all it took.
Brandon really just he clumped onto this idea, and that Carol Burnett, the guy who does all the shows, you know, the competition show. He called up Brandon Brandon called him up and got a couple of pointers, apprentice style, if you will, on how to run the show going forward. And so going forward, it's going to be apprentice style with the ladies on the ranch. They talked about how to divide up into team. There were all kinds of different compositions that they came up with. They finally decided to divide into 3 teams. There is a team of all women that is comprised of Heather and Meredith, little Mary. Who else was the other one? Oh, Whitney. So this is the ladies team. These 4 lovely ladies. Lovely, just gorgeous ladies. Women of tremendous style and stuff. And then there is an all men's team comprised of Eric. Eric. And then Tom W. Here he is. Tom Winterton, folks, with his hat represented. That gives some hope to the boys' team that he has his hat on. Then there's Travis on the boys' team. Well, this is a little embarrassing, folks, because we call it the boys' team. But there is a lady on the boys' team, and her name is Anthropology Candy. None of the girls would agree to be on a team with her. So that rounds out our boys' team. And then our co-ed team is Dragon, Bestie, Jim Vest, Jen, crying out loud Jen, and Lisa. And then our other Tom, lowercase, low t, little Tom. That rounds out the co-ed team down here. That's a new kind of development.
It's different.
Right? That's real new. Now that we've divided up into teams, Brandon, careful with that tapping there, son. So Brandon, his boardroom mannerisms, starts to explain what we're doing here and what the purposes are. Because on this particular episode, what we're going to be doing is it's going to be a 3-fold competition. There's going to be 3 competitions. They get progressively harder. So the first competition, they have this area on the ranch that is like a cesspool area. I don't know. A little dumping ground. There's like a tree growing out of it. It's kind of here in the center of the ranch. The competition is to dye the most water green. You're to pour water into this hole and it comes out somewhere else. You want to dye it green. Each of them, their competition then is to see who produces the best color green. This is, I guess, a kind of an ode to St. Patrick's Day.
Right.
They film in the summer, we know this, but really do enjoy themselves at St. Patty's Day. It's a culture. So pinch me. But I wear green for this episode. We might be pinching you later. So the competition then is to see who can produce the best green water. Then the competition number 2 that builds upon this one, then of course, is a rubber ducky in the green water. If you get your water the best color green, but you have a leg up on competition number 2 is what most people should be thinking. Anyway, the women were able to produce bubbles, but they weren't able to get anything to turn green. The water just came out, but lots and lots and lots of bubbles, and they all started jumping in and splashing about. It was quite the scene. They got a little rowdy. I will not lie. Those ladies can get a little rowdy at times, and they got some rowdiness on that. That's what happened there. The men couldn't find where they wanted to put the green dye in. They're walking around and around and around, trying to find the right opportune place to put it in, doing their little math equations and really trying to narrow down. Eric and Travis kind of got into it a little to see who could do the best math to figure out where to put it in, and figure it out. So time got away from them, and they were disqualified because they never even started. Co-ed team, however, did put the dye in the water. They were fairly confident. This co-ed team, they were fairly confident that they got the right amount of dye in to make it just the right color of green. Jen and Lisa were going back and forth. Be an emerald green? Should it be a chartreuse? Forth and back and forth. The dragon just went for it. Dragon and Jen, they didn't hear any of it. They just went for it, and they put the dye in. They were really proud of themselves, but they could never find where it came out. All three then of the teams failed at the first challenge, which really, it's a poor start, poor beginning to what we wanted to see as this amazing sequel, if you will, to The Apprentice. It was real disappointing. Now that there is no green water anywhere, just bubbles, these ladies have been jumping around and frolicking in, nowhere to have their rubber ducky competition. So because competition 1 was failed by all, competition 2 was forfeited by all. Just a terrible start. Begin the season this way. It's kind of embarrassing, quite frankly. The girls have gone wild, are fighting over colors, not allowing candy to be acknowledged. Great start. You know, they do some bickering and whatnot, and they make some excuses. Frankly, I just wasn't open to hearing any of it. Really wasn't. I expected more from this show, and I expected more from them. It just didn't deliver in the first challenge, and then which means that they can't even get to the second challenge. I find that to be real pathetic, guys. The ladies are all either acting like little girls gone wild. Or arguing over the minutia of the details and being so pedantic and tedious. I think Brandon might really start rethinking why did he want them on this. But then when you remember who his cast is without the ladies, they really just don't bring anything to the table. They are stuck with what they are stuck with. Now we go into competition 3. Now this is where the ladies really have a chance to shine. The boys should just not screw it up. When you hear what I have to say, you're going to know this is all about the ladies. It's a charcuterie board dessert competition. They are to create the best charcuterie board and the best dessert. I'm not clear if the dessert is supposed to be incorporated onto the board or if these are two separate things. I think that they're leaving it intentionally vague. Really bring out the artistry and let them explore individualness. This is where you have a chance to, really show us how you can be inspired. We had some real competition with that charcuterie board. Let's just go to the boys team.
This team.
That I've made a mistake here somewhere along the way. I did not complete who was on the boys team, and I wouldn't have even noticed that he wasn't there because he's kind of a nothing Caleb the sheriff, other than he's kind of integral to this competition. So I'm so sorry about that. Him with the boys team. So the boys team consists of Eric, Travis, Tom Winterton, Anthropology Candy, and Caleb the Sheriff. That is the actual boys team. If you'll notice, both the co-ed team and the boys team have 5 players, and the girls team only has 4 players because the girls are fairly confident anything boys can do, they can do better. Something about being able to do it, everything you do, but backwards and in heels. There's just 4 on their team, whereas there are 5 on the other teams. It could be an advantage, could be a tremendous disadvantage. We just don't know yet. So far, everybody has failed everything. To the charcuterie board. The boys put together, hunks of cheese that are cut not well. Some Kraft singles, I think, that slipped onto the board, and sliced up some Spam.
These are not accidents.
There were any olives on the board. A banana was chopped up and was on the board. Nuts on the board.
They put nachos.
That's right. Oh my goodness, that's right. How could I have forgotten? They had nachos and a nacho dip. Not appropriate. Obviously, they don't understand the art of charcuterie. And they had Sprite. And then for their dessert, they had some box of Hostess donuts. I mean, they couldn't even spring for the Intimans. So that was what they brought to the table. I know that they would have lost had they not been disqualified. Kind of a twist. As they're doing all this, as they're making their charcuterie board, Caleb hobbles on over to. Are both of them broken now, hon? Okay, there we go. Caleb goes on over to Travis, who's hacking away at the cheese blocks. Look at my phone! It's all scrambled. It's got a shattered screen. It's flipping through different apps and so forth.
Because
it has a shattered screen, and sometimes that does that. I don't know if you're aware, but smartphones, their screen is a touch screen. How you communicate with the phone. When when that screen is shattered, it creates pressure points, and it feels like to the phone that something externally is communicating with the phone, and so the phone is communicating back, showing all this information that it thinks someone is actively searching for and wanting. Travis says to Caleb, he says, "Oh, what's going on here? Something paranormal must be happening. This is phenomenal, and this is anomalous because it's impossible to hack an iPhone."
Charlie Miller, if you're watching, I believe Travis would like to hear.
Actually,
needs to hear.
Charlie Miller did call us. He called us to say Travis is full of poo-poo. He surely can hack into an iPhone because he surely did several times. It's like child's play for Charlie Miller. Charlie does it all the time, and so it's no real big deal. Because Travis said this kind of nonsense about an iPhone being unhackable, and first of all, thinking that that all of that going on your screen is someone hacking your phone. Well, that's stupid.
Big.
That's probably just one of the stupidest things I've heard. But then he went on to say, and you cannot hack an iPhone. So first he said that this looks like a hack. He said it's impossible to hack. Both of those things were untrue. That is not what a phone looks like when it's being hacked.
No.
iPhones sure can be hacked. They sure can. For his blatant lying and stupidity, his team was disqualified.
Completely disqualified.
Disqualified from the whole show. Brandon was very discouraged and displeased. Travis is his boy. He thought he liked him. It turns out he doesn't like him. Not this episode. So that happened, and it was real discouraging. And you could really feel the mood of the whole set just kind of change after that. It just went downhill after that.
They all knew he was wrong. Well, Heather and Whitney did.
The girls' team produced this lovely, lovely board. It had grapes. It had berries, reds, blues, blacks. Big, juicy, succulent-looking berries.
They picked some of them at the ranch.
Then it had a citrus section. It had slices of orange. It had slices of grapefruit. Juicy-looking stuff. It had a melon section. And then it had cheeses. Soft cheeses, hard cheeses, goat cheeses. Goudas. The very aged Goudas. It was magnificent. There were nuts. An assortment of nuts. Sparkling grape juice and sparkling cider, both. And then for the dessert portion, they had this very lovely 5-tier cake, vanilla cream, frosting, tall, elegant-looking candles that looked like sparklers going off. It really was amazing. It was so fabulous. The charcuterie board was done on this log. that, not them, somebody had lovingly and painstakingly carved out and glossed and everything. So it took Meredith, Heather, and Mary was no help, to carry it out. And Meredith and Heather did a lovely job, and that just left Whitney with just one job, to carry out the cake. Somebody has told Whitney the trick about putting a blop of icing on the cake pan as like glue to put the cake on, and then it doesn't slip off the cake plate. It's baking 101. It's just, it doesn't take a lot of forethought to know about that, Whitney. So as they walk out, these ladies are in front, set down the board on the table, and they're so proud. And then Whitney walks in, and she drops the cake. Does she stop there? Oh, no, she doesn't. Oh, no, she does. She picks that cake up, puts it back on the cake plate, tries to walk out with it again. He drops it again and again. No, this is the third time that she has dropped it. This is the third time that she's dropped it, and then she picks it up again and tries to stuff it back in and get the candles lit, and oh, it came this way. They weren't going to win at that point.
No.
So the co-ed team wins by default. Their board was fine. It was full of grapes. I think they bought some stuff over at Smith's. The vegetables looked a little bit dry. When carrots get that white withery to be replumped, and the celery, the ends of it where it's cut are a little wilted, dirty and wilty. Brown. You had cherry tomatoes that didn't look like they were going to burst joyfully in your mouth when you popped them in.
Like gum.
Yeah.
Big league chew.
So, their charcuterie board wasn't terrific. It wasn't terrific. Lisa and Jen are not known for homemaking skills. They're more known for their cat fighting skills. And so they fought all the way through it. The boys just went out and bought some stuff from Smith's and thought it'd be okay, and they quickly arranged it.
Harmon's exists.
They did the bare minimum, and they won. That was the end of that episode. Not a lot happened, except for a lot happened. Not a lot of science happened. They had an eventful time at the ranch, and going forward through season 2, this is what it'll be. It'll be the housewives, and it'll be the boys on the ranch, and they're going to be engaged in competition. Now, we don't know if it's always going to be in these 3 groupings, if they're going to be mixing it up. We just don't know. We're just going to have to watch bated breath on the edge of our seats.
We don't know.
We just don't know. These are all unknown variables. It would be interesting to see if some of the people started to disappear from the ranch because they were losing. It'll be interesting to see. I don't know if there's a voting off process. I don't know what you get for winning. Brandon just declared them the winners, kind of shrugged and walked defeatedly out of the room. It was really an embarrassing first showing. See where it goes from there, guys, but I'm super excited about this season 2. I'm super excited to follow the ladies around. I think the ranch certainly could use a glam makeover, and there's no one more glamorous than my beautiful housewives of Salt Lake City. I'm going to give it a big thumbs up, even though they had a really kind of a wretched start to this whole series, the second season. I give it a thumbs up because I'm real optimistic with my lovely ladies.
The guys all suck. I have to give it an optimistic thumbs up because the ladies are here. Lovely, lovely ladies. I think they can fix it. I have high hopes because these guys do not conduct science.
No.
The guys shoot rockets into the air with instruments.
It is a little hard to understand what it is they think they're doing, but
the ladies are going to fix the show.
I think so. I'm super excited, guys. I'm super excited. It's all the time we have for today, but we can't wait to see you again on the episode. Keep on following us, guys, and make sure to like and subscribe and send those gosh darn links. All right.